Online shopping is so much fun. It's great. You have a variety of products. You can look at the different products, the different prices. When there are Black Friday sales, the good sales that there are on there, it's pretty exciting. And then there's always the thrill of whether what you purchased for is what you'll get. I love reading like Bored Panda to see like people's experience with online shopping. So today we're just going to be talking about business transactions that are happening online, which is e-commerce. And I'll start with a round of intros. Remy's back.
I'm glad to be here. I'm back with my fans here, so you guys don't have to. You can stop crying now. Okay. I'm back.
Awesome.
Nelly.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm also back.
Michael, and I never left.
Aura, never left.
Cool. So today we're talking e-commerce. To be honest, I love online shopping. I like shopping online, especially like for clothes. It's one of my favorite things. But we always start with a definition. What is e-commerce, and what are e-commerce platforms on the continent or in Kenya? Who wants to go first?
Anything that you can buy online.
Anything that you can buy online.
Yeah.
Cool.
Using the internet to buy stuff online.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've summed it up.
So as long as you can buy online, it's e-commerce.
Yeah.
So when we think about like products in this space, so I guess there's Instagram. Yeah, Instagram is an e-commerce platform. There is Jiji. There is Jumia.
It's interesting that you can say Instagram is an e-commerce platform,
Yeah.
not a social platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a social platform
It is
with
a
with
social
an
with
e-commerce
a
component.
yeah.
It's not a primarily.
I wonder how they would react to that. If they
I
had
think
it.
they'd be very comfortable, I think.
I know, but I wonder how they would react to that because they pride themselves as a social platform.
Social.
Yeah.
But
Even WhatsApp nowadays, I think it's going
Yeah.
e-commerce. You can put on
Okay.
a status a few things.
Yeah. So Instagram, there's Carrefour,
Carrefour.
Gigi. Those are the Skygarden. Those are the popular ones,
Okay.
I guess.
Yes, Skygarden is not there anymore. What is it? Anyway, we'll be talking about that. So anything that we can, transactions online. What are you guys? I've admitted that I like shopping online, especially for clothes. Do you guys shop? I'd love to hear your shopping online experiences. Start with you, Chris.
Yeah. Nowadays, I have a phobia.
You have a phobia.
Yeah.
Is there an actual term phobia for people who
phobia,
shop? I know. We'll
for buying stuff online, I would actually want to know.
E-commerce phobia, ecophobia.
Ecophobia.
That sounds like I'm afraid of the environment or something.
No, because
Eco-friendly.
I think I had like a series of unfortunate events.
Tell us.
I think the very first one was, this was not in Kenya. I bought some books in Amazon, then I was waiting for 1 month. Then I got a message that your books have been lost on sea.
Oh.
So we can either refund you or give you an Amazon, like a voucher.
Yeah.
And I was like, just refund me the money. By the time they're refunding me, the exchange rate had changed so much. Yeah, so I ended up losing like, I don't know, 5,000 shillings.
Oh no.
And I was like, you should have compensated.
Yeah, at the time of the purchase.
Yeah. So, that's not the case. That was the first one. The second one was when, this was way back before Bupas was there.
Yeah.
I wanted to travel to Kisumu. So I went online and, asked somebody to, bought a ticket to Kisumu from Easy Coach.
Yeah.
So on the day of travel, which was an Easter, I went to Easy Coach and they're like, we don't have your transaction.
Oh, no.
I was like, no. I have a ticket for tonight. Then I had to call the site. I can't remember the name of the website.
Oh, so just a random site that you bought a ticket on?
No, there's a site that I saw being advertised on Facebook. Like, we can buy a ticket. I was like, okay, let me buy a ticket. So I buy a ticket. Then I go to the helpline on the website. They're like, oh, sorry, you know what? We received the request. It's not automated.
Uh-huh.
So someone has to go physically buy the ticket. And that guy had a lot of errands to run. He forgot to buy it.
Oh, no!
So what we could do,
So, but
just
did you pay
refund
for
the
it?
money.
Oh.
I was like, okay, it's like 1,500. It was okay.
Yeah.
But on that night, because it was Easter, buses had like
it's so-
tripled. It was
Yeah.
like 3,000 shillings. I was like, can you get me another ticket instead of the money? They're like, no, we can't get you a ticket right now. So I had to go fork another 1,500 to buy the ticket. I was like, you know what? I'm still a sucker for this online thing, so let me keep doing it. Now, the worst of them all was crowned by... So I wanted to buy a washing machine.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay.
Red flags already, but okay.
So, got to Instagram, like, figure out, like, washing machine, LG, Kenya, the different brands. Then I found, like, someone who had, like, a whole page of different washing machines and their prices, da-da-da. So, of course, went to the DM and, asked about everything, the prices, everything else. And this guy even went and produced, like, an invoice with everything. Then I asked him about delivery. He said they'll deliver tomorrow. So, like, how much is it? It's like 50K. Like, okay, we have, a bank account. Just pay straight to our bank account.
Question is, are you paying fully or is it a deposit? Or
So he said, like, you have to pay full for that. So I paid.
Chris.
And then, so next day, I was like, oh, it's getting to evening. So I called the number and I was like, what time is this washing machine getting here? He's like, don't worry. I was like, what? Then I started to keep calling. He was not picking my number. So I was like, then I was just tired. I was like, I have so many things going on. Let me sleep. Woke up the next day in the morning. The guy has blocked me.
Wow.
Yeah. I tried. If I call the other numbers, he's receiving the call. And then if I talk to him, he disconnects. We then engage with him on WhatsApp on like, hey. So I pretend to be somebody else who's looking for a washing machine. He goes ahead, produces an invoice.
Awesome story.
I was like, was I just ripped off of 50,000?
Yes,
shillings?
Jesus.
I was like, gee. Yes, I went to the police. The police like, you have to track this, give us all the details. You have to give us time. This has to go to the CID department. And
Oh my God.
I was like, if anything costs more than 1,000 shillings, I'm not buying it online. I am not. I better buy peanuts online. I better buy honey. I better buy...
Chewing gum.
Yeah, chewing gum. So from bad service to fraud, I just had like phobia. So sometimes you have, with in-store experience, it's better. Like I went to the Junction Mall. So I went to buy a phone. So a Samsung. So I like the black Samsung. So I got it and I was like, but when I called, you told me you have a black Samsung. Well, oh, sorry, we only have a blue one. What we can do, you can still buy the blue one, but we'll give you an Oculus just to say sorry. I was like, yeah. It's not like several years back when a major e-commerce platform had launched and they had an offer for phones. So I was there and I bought a phone and I specified everything I needed. Then they delivered, not just the color I didn't want, but the specs were lower. Like the RAM and everything was lower. Then I was like, yeah, they're like, no, we'll take it back. So they took it back and like, one of our suppliers has just ran out, so you have to wait for him to ship from China.
Oh, God.
So this will take like a month or so. I was like, you know what?
No.
You've really given them a chance.
Does anyone have a good story?
I'm the exact opposite. I started with a fear of e-commerce because I have trust issues. I'm like, why would I pay for something I can't see and can't verify? And I'm being told to pay in advance. So I started off with a fear. And then I guess the more opportunities they came to actually buy things online, started getting that confidence, started buying things which I'm like, okay, this doesn't come, it's fine. Started buying very small value items. So I got to the point where I've bought my last 2-3 phones.
Oh, wow, you bought a whole phone?
Yeah, online. Cool. I've bought TV online.
You're courageous.
You're very brave.
Yeah.
Which platform do you use to buy your... Yeah.
Sometimes I just go to Instagram, I see, look at the page. If they say,
oh my God.
If they say, hold on. Let me tell my truth.
Okay.
If they've written that, like, DM for prices, that's a red flag for me. If they say, fast pay, then we deliver, that's another red flag for me. If you put your contacts there, I'll WhatsApp you, we get into a discussion, even a negotiation if it's possible. Then they're like, all right, we'll deliver at 2 p.m. I'm like, this is the address at 2:15. And I've not been paid. I already feel like I've lost the money. Where are my goods? Where are my goods? It's late. But I've always had that nice experience. I've bought a lot of things. Now I've been buying lamps, lampshades. I'm going to try furniture, like a whole chair or a whole table one day.
So
I will not try a washing machine. I think that's too risky.
Please don't.
Because the phone, the TV. The TV came from the same guy where I got the phone.
So you already have that trust.
I have that trust. Yeah.
Like a guy.
I have like a plug. But even I've shopped on Amazon.
Yeah.
That I didn't have a bad experience with. I think I've been fortunate not to have bad experiences. I've had orders cancelled and refunds or delayed shipments, but I've always been very trustworthy. And sometimes I like them because sometimes I'm really lazy. I'm like,
Yeah, it's very convenient.
like sometimes the car up, I'm like, why do I need to leave the house?
Yeah, just
Tick, 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 tick,
the
tick.
car up is-
Yeah.
Anyone else wants to share their...
Yeah, I mean, I don't like buying stuff online as much, but I don't mind, like, scrolling, finding out, okay, where is this shop? I need like a catalog of some sorts, to find out, okay, do you guys have this? But like I have to either communicate on phone or, on DMs and all that. This is, for example, Instagram. But I never pay fully. If you insist that, you have to pay me fully, first of all, I won't continue that transaction. And obviously, if it's like some exorbitant amount, I'd be like, okay, let me come and see it first. Yeah, but I have bought from, I think, Jumia. Some items that were brought were okay. Others were like just outrageously, on the other end of the spectrum. And I'm like, okay, what will I do with this crazy bag? And I was, you're even trying to look for someone to give that bag, and you're like...
Something just popped into my mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
You said when you have I have to see something.
Yeah.
So I decided I still need a washing machine. But
Yeah.
this time I have to go to in-store.
Yeah.
So I went to one of the major supermarkets and I found everything that I needed.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Then I'm like, oh, sorry. This has a little bit of a scratch here. We should give you a better one. We can't allow you to go
Yeah.
this one. We'll deliver to it tomorrow. I was like, no.
I have to
I was like,
see
no,
it.
I'm okay taking no, we can't sell you something that has this.
They have to give you a discount usually if it's like...
Yeah, you're like, no, you
but-
can give me a discount for
So
that.
I woke up the next day. I was like, have you packed it? Because I'm like, where's...
Had you paid it fully? Like,
So yeah, so
let
you
me
have to
tell you,
pay.
I never, no, until I
And they
have
told me
the
like
good with me.
they're like, hey, this is like an invoice, whatever payment.
Yeah.
You can just come to our
And return
store.
it.
It was in Carrefour on
Yeah,
the
okay.
Mombasa Road
Yeah.
branch. They're like, hey, please, don't worry, anything. This is the branch manager. And I was like, even if technically the CEO, I just need to go with it home. I was like, I'm not doing
Yeah.
this again.
And then those people who have this funny stuff on their page, they're like, once goods are paid, no return. And for sure they'll give you some funny item, and then they're like, no, you didn't see our whatever terms. We cannot, we can't exchange. Actually, they're like, no returns and no exchanging anything that you buy from here.
I know why that's there. If you in the e-commerce fashion category, clothes have a lot of return rate because maybe it didn't fit very well, right? And remember who's taking care of the logistics. If you don't like it, I'm as the shop owner, I have to cater for you returning back the item. It goes up to 50% return rates.
Oh, wow.
So that once you buy it, just go online, check everything, make sure you've measured your booty and everything else. So-
It fits. Remy, do you have... What's your experience?
Generally, I've had good experiences. I buy most of my things online, but I think I was in my last year of my master's in Germany, and I had this assumption that in Western countries, everything is credible online. So there was this, I was trying to buy the new iPhone at the time, I think it was the iPhone X. So I went on Amazon, I saw the prices, and my friend told me there's this other site that aggregates all the e-commerce stores, and you can do a price comparison. Oh, cool. So I found one site with I think the price of the iPhone was slashed by 50% or something. Whoa. So I was like, okay. Now I'm going to tell my boys in school, I found a place where I've saved 50K. I'm coming with the phone tomorrow. They're like, nah, they can't believe that. So anyway, so I went ahead. I clicked on that link. It redirected me to the site. It looked like a proper e-commerce site. I paid for it. And the waiting game started. So I thought it's gonna take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. The phone never came at all. Yeah, after 2 weeks. So.
But are you trying to communicate with them?
Yeah,
or?
so I'm sending emails, but they keep bouncing. So remember that I got redirected to the site. Yeah. So I went and Googled the site, and I saw it appeared on one of the fraud scores.
Oh no!
Yeah, as I think number 2 in Europe.
What?
Yeah. So 50K had just gone.
Like that.
Yeah, but so ever since I've never paid for things prior to me receiving them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Kenya, I bought my TV from like Carrefour. Yeah, there's some legit sites I don't mind paying before, But on Instagram, I have to see it there, you know.
But food delivery for sure. I'm sure all of you.
And unless the little guy eats your food.
Have you had that experience?
Yes.
I've seen it online. I've not had it myself.
You got to that experience of the photo and then the food that comes, you're like,
No, because you order food from the restaurant, you know, or the food you've eaten before from a restaurant. So that's different, other than when you're in a wild, wild west of digital world. But I think a majority, I've bought things online. There's a site I buy books from. So you go there they have an Instagram page, you DM them, they take you to their WhatsApp for communication, then you pay to their pay bill, and then you organize how. But they also have a store.
Yeah.
So you can actually even go to the store if you feel like you don't want to get anything. So
the physical presence gives you more trust.
yes, I think it does.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So that has been, thanks for sharing your stories. There's some good ones. I'm so sorry. But even sometimes I'm like, oh.
What about his was 5K, mine was
50K.
no wonder we're sitting here.
So just to kind of bringing it back home, okay? So we have, and we've mentioned a few of these products. We have the Carrefours, we have Naivas app, we have Glover, but I'd like us to just go to like the ones without any physical presence, okay? Okay, so there's Jiji, which I particularly like. There's Skygarden, and then there's also Jumia. I know Jumia has some stores around Nairobi. I'm not too sure where else. And that also does give you that in-store confidence, but their presence is still not that much.
Are they stores or like drop-off?
They're drop-off.
Drop-off.
Points,
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for that correction. So yeah, let's go into those three. I'll start off because I particularly like Jiji, and the aspects I like about Jiji, and I know it has high scam rates and all that kind of stuff, but you can get anything on Jiji. And when I say anything, it's anything. Like if I need a horse today, I'll go on Jiji.
If you need
I want a horse.
it sounds like you're pitching for the dark web. You can get anything on it.
It's like
if you need a murderer to kill your boyfriend.
Okay, not that.
It's the Silk Road. It's the Silk Road of anyone who does not know how to get onto Tor.
I do like how they started. Like when I look at the Jiji story, Jiji started as a blog, a lifestyle blog in Nigeria where they were talking about like just lifestyle content or pictures of, oh, look at how this child is dressed, I like their outfit, you know, this is the new phone, how it works, which is an amazing story. And then kind of like from there you figure, hey, there's a gap here, maybe I could feel it. And I also like you can negotiate prices. You can make an offer. You can see the rating of a vendor or a store. You can see feedback, the good, neutral, or bad. You can sit there, so it helps you make the decision. And they also have like buyer warning, like these are the things you don't do. Don't pay for anything until it's delivered. Don't meet anyone in dodgy places. So I love that they're trying to educate.
Also, like, sorry.
It's
also,
okay.
like the entry barrier to be a seller or a merchant is quite easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Jumia, where there are so many policies and conditions.
Would you like some vetting process to go in there, or like it to be just anyone, come one, come all, sell whatever you want?
Yeah, because I've sold my bed. Okay. Really, I got another one. I'm not sleeping on a mattress.
So you're not really a merchant. A merchant is someone who's in some type of business, like you're producing something. You just have someone who needs to dispose of an old rickety bed.
I'm still a seller then.
Yeah, I'm still a seller, just a micro seller.
This is like peer-to-peer selling.
Peer-to-peer,
Instead of like
perfect,
business to consumer selling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, when you sold your bed, it was easy. Which platform did you use?
Jiji.
So you just went on there, put it up.
Yeah, put pictures, a price. Yeah, and in like 8 hours it was gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so on that night I slept
they
on a
should use
mattress.
How did it feel?
So like, what was the process? Did you have to put like your name and what, like, you know?
I
Was there a
just
form of
signed up
KYC?
through Google. They asked
Yeah.
me what I want, what category my item falls in. I put a picture, description, and done.
There's
Oh
no
yeah, and I
KYC?
paid. They have a fee to like promote your
Oh, yeah.
item. It's really cheap though.
Yeah. So did you promote your item?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
And it worked for you?
it
Within
really
8
worked. Yeah,
hours.
Awesome.
they should actually pay me.
Okay, and I think Michael is asking, they didn't do any like KYC, just who you are, like they didn't collect.
You know, today with KYC, when you just sign up with Google, the Google, they pull the API. There are some APIs that pull your name that Google already has, your phone number, your email.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's really KYC according to KYC is like, this is Remy, this is Remy. This is bank account, this is bank account. But let's think about if you stole that bed, you could have just sold it, right?
Still, yeah.
So it could be a conduit. The KYC that happened on Google
okay.
does not give
Does
you
not translate to. It
like
shouldn't,
whatever you're selling is
shouldn't carry
authentic for
forward,
that.
yeah.
So you
But
can-
he's selling a bed.
yeah, but I
But
could
you
go.
like you're stolen bed,
No,
or
no.
a
What do you mean?
phone,
What do you
or
mean? If you go
or a fake,
and
whatever.
if you know if times are hard, you'd like I want to be a part-time burglar. You go to people's house, you know.
And actually, that's what people do. That's what
Yeah,
actually
and then you
people
go
do.
to like in the e-commerce platform and say like, hey, I have a nice vase here, and I want to sell it.
Appears.
How do you authenticate anything like that?
Okay, so
So
you,
for stolen goods, rather.
TVs
Yeah,
and all that.
like
I mean,
for
that's what
household
people
items,
do.
which
Yeah.
The
don't
fastest
have-
way to fence stolen goods, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
okay.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
So has anyone, I've used Jiji, I'm a big fan of Jiji. I think Jumia I tried once to buy a hammock. I like how someone said it came as a blanket. I'm like, what is this? What am I looking at? And I've never gone back to Jumia. Skygarden, I actually did try, use it a couple of times, but I don't like at the time, they wanted me to pay at that moment. And I was like buying something above like 5K. I was like, there's no way. And also they didn't seem to have the variety I needed. Yeah. Anyone else with like experiences with
I've used Jumia to buy a phone.
a phone? Wait, was this one of your
It looks like Arwa has a lot of money. Because it's like, how am I gonna get scammed today?
50K to
God.
Instagram?
No, you know, back in the day, I used to have like a YouTube channel where every time I buy a new phone,
I saw that by the way.
Say some words, Chris. But like Chris, this is my brand new ideal Huawei U815 brand new from Safaricom with an offer. You can see it. I'm extremely happy. This is my first smartphone. No, my first.
Hi, this is my third smartphone. It's Gino Note Pro. Awesome. 13 megapixel camera, 2 GB RAM, and I'm back. I am back.
Like a tech
I'll
review.
be like a reviewer. I was a struggling YouTuber trying to like evaluate a phone. So I used to like the phones and use them a lot. Nowadays, I only use it for WhatsApp.
Yeah.
and nothing else. So I was like, oh, this phone can enable ABCD. So I used to love when a new phone is released and it's on like 25% off. So like Jumia has like 25% off. So sometimes you'd go and like they have a limited stock for that. So that's okay, understandable. Yeah, but when I don't get exactly what I needed, there's a reason why I needed everything that I needed. And they rely on third-party merchants to deliver those items with them. And sometimes that can cause friction with the end user because I bought this, I need this. And they're already holding my money.
Yeah.
It sounds like, hey, come on, just do this. So I never went back, but I felt like Jumia is okay-ish.
It's okay-ish.
It's okay-ish.
I've used Jumia to get gifts for people. They've always delayed.
Well, okay, why don't you use Jumia for yourself?
Anyway, I mean, he's using his own money, so I guess.
Have I bought anything for myself from Jumia? No.
But for other people.
For other people. So I'd say something, let's say I sit on another platform, it's expensive and it's cheaper on Jumia. So I will go do my research, like literally the point where I take the whole product name with the alphabets and weird things and then search for that online. Is the same image that you took, the same plastered image across other multiple sites? If it is, I'm not buying it. if this looks like they took, like, yes, you did your own unboxing as the merchant and you took those photos, then I'm interested. But every time, all my orders from Jumia have always been delayed, but at least they've always been fulfilled.
Okay.
That's an interesting point, because I think that's where the success of Jiji lies. Because every merchant or seller takes
Their own.
Is in
takes,
charge.
takes their own picture. You know,
Yeah.
they just don't grab a
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, from
The product
funny.
pictures, once you start seeing, if you're buying razor blades and you're like, all of them are the same, everybody has the same 4 images in the same order.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Remy, because like on Jiji, you can even chat them and tell, send me a picture.
Another
Another
photo.
one.
Send me
Yeah,
another one,
yeah.
turn it around. Like that's like builds confidence in when you're having
but
that online buying
not for
experience.
me though.
Then you have,
I've used Jiji a
you'll be
lot.
telling them, switch on the washing machine.
not just for not for buy things. I use Jiji for price comparison. When I call someone and tells me this phone is 10K,
Yeah.
I go to Jiji and check. People are selling it. I aggregate the average of the price, and I'm like, I think it's about.
That's a very interesting
I do that also.
idea
for
that
Jumia
like
stuff.
insight that you've given, because I think like even just talking to other people, you know, doing research before we do this episode, is that a lot of people were using, say, Skygarden for that.
Yeah.
So you go in, you check how much the price is. Actually, the videographer here who does that.
Where is Mr. Videographer?
There, the videographer.
We are waving at you.
They're waving at him. So he uses Skygarden to say, oh, this is the price of this item.
Yeah.
Okay, I know the price. Now let
Yeah.
me go and find what the other prices are.
Yeah.
And we don't have that in Kenya. Do we have a swan spot?
But that's a good thing. It's called price discovery. It helps you
Yeah.
discover
Yeah.
for an area where you don't know much about.
Yeah.
It gives you price discovery. Otherwise, you could go offline
Yeah.
and someone completely
A crazy amount. But the funniest thing, what I noticed with Skygarden, like I was trying to shop for some furniture, like their prices were so low compared to all other platforms. I mean, for certain items. So, but yeah. So I tried, I tried reaching
Was that a red
out.
flag for you?
So okay, sort of, because when I tried reaching out, I mean there was some sort of delays and all that. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm being conned and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me just go to the normal regular. Yeah.
But yeah, talking about Skygarden now, you've used it, but it looks like they're going to the startup cemetery, unfortunately. Why do you think that happened? Why do you think they're not doing well? Or I mean, they've put
e-commerce, especially in Africa generally, maybe South Africa, outside South Africa, and maybe some countries in North Africa. It's a very tough business. It has 4 components. One, you need volumes.
You need volumes, okay?
Yes, that's the only way you can reduce your costs. You also ensure that payments are taken care of. In this case, luckily we have M-Pesa for that. Then logistics, which takes majority of the cost. And logistics is broken into warehousing cost and the transportation cost.
Yeah.
And transportation in Nairobi and Kenya is insane, right?
The costs.
Transportation, if you want to move, let's say, this table from here to Kisumu,
Okay.
you probably pay 10, 20,000
Yeah.
for it. And maybe it's more than the value of this
table, yeah.
table. So once you're still grappling with the logistics, warehousing cost, you have to hold, because I believe Skygarden was warehousing their own goods.
Oh,
So-
were they?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need warehousing costs, but that's not even the greatest worry. You'll have breakages in the warehouse, pilfering, storage, theft, etc. And then you need now to pay for the transportation. Between that, someone else is in Nakuru, someone else is in Kiambu. The only way you can make money is consolidating all this consignment into one truck that takes it through different delivery. Otherwise, you'll have to have like 5 trucks go to different places. So your cost to serve the customer
It's expensive.
goes way.
And that time
way.
Wangari has asked for a yoga block for 1,000 more. And I want it tomorrow.
You don't really care. I love like the way Amazon has like a tiered payment. Like if you want this tomorrow, you can get it tomorrow, but you'll pay 20,000.
Pay more.
You can get it in like within a week. Then it's a little bit expensive. Then the cheapest one, then you can wait for a month.
Yeah.
For it, which means at the first tier, they pass the direct cost to you.
Okay.
And say, hey, you want this? We just put it in a plane. We'll take the plane price and pass it to you. Then the second tier, they're like, okay, since you and Remy live in the same neighborhood, we'll wait for Remy to purchase something. Then you split the cost with Remy.
Okay.
And the more now you can wait for a month, we can get everyone within this area to purchase. Then you split the price against people. So if you don't have volume, you're screwed.
Okay.
I also think that the model also depends in terms of if you own the logistics, then versus if the logistics is outsourced, then that also goes to to your success factor. And then also on fulfillment, a big part of fulfillment is not once the goods have reached the end consumer, is what if the end consumer wants to return those goods?
Okay.
What if they want an exchange?
It's referred to as reverse logistics.
That reverse logistics is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you owned the trucks, or if you are hiring the trucks, then is it cheaper? Because I guess, for example, of Walmart owns its entire logistic.
Yeah.
Amazon does not own most of it.
Yeah.
As the planes aren't owned by Amazon.
I thought they just bought a plane company.
Maybe recently, but before they didn't.
Okay, I'm not sure about the
So
details.
Walmart was succeeding in terms of Walmart wasn't making as much money as Amazon, but if you look at the averages, that
Fulfillment rate.
was much better because they built a logistical footprint. And I think a challenge in Africa, getting that fulfillment footprint, one, we have the problem of addressing.
Yeah.
How are you, like, yes, it's easy to say anywhere Chris and Remy live will deliver. But I don't even know if Chris and Remy are in the same neighborhood. They've all just put Nairobi.
They do this thing called zoning.
Zoning.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
So that's how they're solving the addressing issue for Kenya.
Yeah. So they'll zone like Runda, Nyari, Kitisuru, Langata, Kibera.
That would be very interesting because I had a weird experience of logistics in Ethiopia recently, where the names on the app and the names of places and roads known to people are different. So you hail a taxi on the app, you tell them where they are going, they call customer support. This guy has said this, where is this? And you're like, use the map. And everybody tells you, no, don't use the map. The map might be wrong. I was going to a church, literally put the map. It took me 14 minutes in this direction. Get over here. I'm like, this is not the church. Put the pin from that church for it to tell me you're already there. It tells me now go 20
But that's
minutes.
because I think we don't use administrative boundaries. For example, let's take which area?
Yeah, that's very true.
Let's
Okay,
just
so we
start-
have like
start ahead.
infrastructure
Yeah.
challenges, just
yeah.
like when it comes even to like e-commerce.
Yeah, you
It
definitely-
affects e-commerce. Yeah.
for fulfillment. But there's a point where I think do you decide whether do I own my logistics? Do I outsource my logistics?
I think outsource.
I think it depends on the size of the company. If you're a smaller size, outsource. If you're a bigger company, then it's better to have it in-house.
Yeah.
Because if you're a small company, just the fleet management, you have people they need to be fueled. Someone who manages the drivers, breakages, how they'll be repaired, how to source for spare parts. At some point, you'd be like this. I remember a while back when you had prior to Posta, what was it called? Kenya Post and Telecommunications. Someone said like because they had so many power lines and they used to be cut, they had 40% of the workforce were watchmen along. So it's like, are you a telecommunication company or are you a security?
Security company,
You want majority of your staff to be in your core business.
Okay. But then also okay, let me just add one point. Like, you see, that comes to like the warranties and indemnities that the company is giving you. Like when you go on Jumia, for example, they'd be like, once just note that this good, Jumia doesn't own this particular good or whatever. It's being outsourced, or rather it's being bought from a different, like a shop or whatever, like someone else is actually owns this, whatever, this product. So it will be more of just note once you buy it, it would be very hard to take it back, or just know that whatever you see on the photo might not be the exact item that you receive. So they already give you those,
There's something,
the disclaimers and all that.
There's something from my experience.
Yeah.
When I'm dealing with general goods, which could be a phone, a TV, perhaps a laptop, that's where I tend to have problems. When I'm dealing with specialty shops, like I want to buy some purple tea somewhere, the online experience is usually fantastic. Anything that
Yeah, that's so true.
when I buy something very special, maybe the price, because I've bought like some plants, they're like, no, we will bring somebody to you, don't worry. That experience is usually very great.
Yeah.
They can even send you samples. Like if you don't like this tea, we'll send you samples, test it. So I think the problem could be like on general merchandise.
Yeah.
That's where the Wild Wild West, you need to warn people a lot.
Interesting. So, like these challenges, I believe are kind of known, right? Like if you do like a quick Google search around like challenges for e-commerce. But what happens that people, like for the case of Skygarden, someone comes in and just decides to open like the Skygarden, even that name Skygarden, like it doesn't resonate to me as a kid. I don't even know what
is Skygarden?
What is a Skygarden? Call it a Sky Mall. So I'm like to shop in Sky Mall.
Maybe Sky Mall was taken. Skygarden sounds like an airline.
Yeah, it sounds like an airline.
But you know,
I mean, their marketing was great, fantastic. I love their billboards, but it never ever lured me to like.
maybe you're not the target customer. As in,
I can have the purchasing power. I buy yoga blocks.
no, I think generally,
Yeah.
forget about us. If you should just pick an ordinary person in the street and ask them how much they transact online,
Very, very little.
we'll find it's very little. People still do the very traditional way. And if you want volumes, we are probably like a 1% or a 2%.
Yeah, we are 1%.
We don't really matter. It's out there. I don't think my mother, my father will ever buy anything online.
Yeah.
If you can get them to buy online or can get them to go to Skygarden and buy something, then you have a business.
But I also think we've talked about a lot of the traumas and issues that we've had with online shopping. Yeah. Until all that kind of is fixed, again, we've talked about it in so many startup reviews.
Who's supposed to fix it?
The trust element. Who's supposed to fix it?
The e-commerce problems, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are regulators. There are regulators. We have, the Consumer Protection Act,
but an
the
act
Competition
is just an
Authority
act.
and all that. But you see, the reality is, no one has forced you to buy that
if an act
washing
is passed,
machine.
if an
Chuck
act
your
is
own
passed,
cash. Yeah.
If an act is passed, you feel
There
like
are
now I'm
laws.
confident to buy that
No,
washing machine.
definitely
But I
not.
think-
Not entirely. To some extent.
You feel that you can get retribution.
Yeah.
Where?
Because I can take you to court and get retribution.
How long will that court case take?
3 years.
In my
Okay,
example,
no. But no, that's why we've also now introduced the small claims courts.
Okay, guys, but you asked a good question. Who's meant to fix it?
I have a good out where we would fix it. 2 weeks ago, I was in Kisumu. That's why I had. So I was just, just outcast of Kisumu. Then I saw this thing, which is a blue small piece of plate with some letters on it. So I was like, this is this guy decorating his house. Then I realized each house had one of that. So, I just went online, just trying to Google stuff. Then I realized Kisumu has done an addressing system for the whole
really?
That's
city.
impressive, yeah.
Yeah, so if you
city,
go,
London.
let's assume you go
United
to
Kisumu.
Let's assume we go to Kibera or Dandora or Kayole or Kangeni, where you don't have like proper road names. So those numbers mean something. And if that can be, I'm assuming it's like an API, for example, and a delivery company, an e-commerce company can tap into that. They can tell the driver or the rider exactly where to go to. So I think number one, if all Nairobi can do that, I read somewhere that Nairobi had started doing it, then it got lost somewhere. But that can solve the
I think there is
addressing
actually a
problem.
startup doing that, solving the addressing.
Google?
The addressing problem.
I don't know what startup you're talking about.
So I think that can solve one of the problems. Now there's a trust issue, which is a very, very big issue. If you lost your merchandise online and you recovered it successfully or you paid back successfully, then you'll feel confident going back next time.
Yeah.
So there's an element of the hard prosecutions, police, people go into the small courts claim and actually got their money back. That would boost that level of trust that I can go online and.
So I think Michael asked a really good question. Who's responsible for fixing it? I think if you're bringing a platform onto the market, you should have, like as part of your product discovery, figured that this is a very important piece to fix in your product. Or otherwise,
how would you
partner
change it?
with someone.
KYC, that's what is KYC, for
So that's
example.
why I asked Remy, do you prefer a merchant who has been verified or the gang-ho wild west, so like I'll sell anything? That's why.
I would prefer verified.
You'd prefer verified, but
And actually, when you
clearly
buy,
went
you go
Wild
and look
West
at
and became the
how
merchant.
many people have reviewed this guy, before
Sorry, what you say?
There should be 3 stakeholders to fix this problem. So four. So first is the supplier who has the goods. Second is the aggregator who verifies the good. In between, after that, we need like an escrow kind of
For payment.
company for payments to verify that these goods have been received and all, and logistics if you can't afford it. So why I think maybe Skygarden even failed.
So who was Skygarden in this stakeholders? They're the second one.
The
they are the aggregators.
Aggregators,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they collect the goods from
Yeah.
the merchant. But generally speaking, why I think Skygarden failed, it's actually bad when you hear startups failing because
Yeah, for sure.
jobs and also in terms of the end user, the lack of competition for Jumia does not
A lack of competition even for like
Yeah.
Hotpoint.
Hotpoint,
These guys don't
yeah.
have any competition. yeah.
does not pioneer innovation and
Yeah.
great customer service. So it's us who actually
Yeah, but I think
you know.
But I think understanding like
Yeah.
Kenyans' shopping behavior
Yeah.
would maybe have led to a different approach. Maybe you should have set up at least like one physical store where if I am buying like a 50,000 shilling washer, I have that confidence, like I can actually see it. For small ticket items like me who buys a yoga block or a hammock, you know, it's just like, and I'm not making you money. I'm just actually like literally wasting your time. 'cause
I
I'm
know they got a lot of money, but I think
7 million.
But I don't think actually
It's an issue
does
of-
Jumia have on like a physical store.
Yeah, they have a few, like their drop-off centers or
drop-off
something.
Yeah, but those
centers.
ones are
Those
just
are not
to go to
physical
collect.
stores.
You're just going to
So
collect
what they
the
have
items.
is now warehousing.
Yeah.
So now I think everything gets hosted in a warehouse,
Yeah.
and then they get distributed to drop off.
Yeah.
But you see, you
points.
can still see the good. Like as the consumer,
Yeah,
you're
correct.
just going to
Yeah.
collect.
Packaged, it's already
Yeah, so
packaged.
they've managed though to gain some trust, I think.
Yeah, you know, the more you sell, the more you get trust. The more people
Yeah.
can have repeat buyers, the more you get trust. And they've been in the market for how many years?
Who?
Jumia.
Jumia.
They've been in the market for quite a while.
since 2016, I think.
Yeah, that's almost
And
right.
Gigi, I think since
Like
like
6 years.
2014
Yeah, 2014.
Gigi was previously OLX or
in Kenya.
in Kenya.
Yeah.
So if you have those four stakeholders,
There's another, sorry, something
Yeah.
else spoke up. You know, people also buy cars online. They're like, those
Yeah.
check in
Checky,
Kenya.
yeah.
Would you buy a car online?
I mean, it's a shopping thing. I mean,
you
you're
need to go see
comparing
it.
You gotta go see
prices
it.
and then
Yeah,
you go see it.
again, it's for like, I know, just display. And
Yeah,
then I need to know, then let's
no,
come
but
in.
people pay deposit. Gigi
Yeah.
actually says, don't pay deposit for cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people actually do that. So is it, you know, we can't always blame the platform. We have to ask ourselves, are people
Exactly.
ignorant?
Yeah.
Sometimes
They're just,
including-
you know,
sometimes they
you
can't
just
blame
don't
the
see
platforms.
it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have to,
Tired.
yeah, we have to take
when
responsibility
you saw
as
50%
consumers.
But you see,
off,
so
Can be
I think the reason why, for example, Amazon, Alibaba became big is because like the environment operating is a high trust environment.
Yeah.
We're in a
Yeah.
very low trust
Yeah, true. Yeah,
environment. Like, no, you go buy that thing, bring it to me, I'll pay you.
Yeah.
We believe in Jesus and all this thing we've never seen. But tell me to trust the guy who's a Chintao. How? Let me just leave him. Me and my
What do you call
Jesus.
it? Hey, that do guy, where are you? Niko tu hapa nyuma. No, this guy is not bad.
unamepiga
But I
kona
mean, you don't
nakuja.
even trust the government, so how can you trust a regular person on the street?
And I think this has been a recurring conversation a lot around like startup review.
I mean,
like,
the government even promised the kids like laptops and all those things, tablets. Where? They've never
We've been
seen.
promised
so
a
how
lot.
can you? And all those things,
We've been
yeah.
promised a lot.
But you see, Jared, the idea of having a low trust society affects almost everything, not just e-commerce.
Affects or any business.
Yeah, that's why you're like, I need to verify. And, that's why you have that. But if there was an infrastructure, let's say there was a complete, I don't know, the way in the banks, the trade finance, like if you need to import something, the bank acts as the trust partner.
Because of the LPO.
Yeah. So you provide the LPO, and they can ask the exporter to bring it to you, and they'll handle that. So think of it like a trusted government entity that does that for, let's say, e-commerce, for example. Like, hey, as long as you pay us. If everything is not to your satisfaction, we will pay you back. No questions.
Yeah, but you see, also the reason why I think they are, okay, let me call them the developed countries or whatever. I mean, they have this trust in. I mean, what's the repercussion if I give you like a fake product or I end up conning you? You know, all those things.
yeah, you have channels to.
In Kenya, you're like, okay, yeah, it's fine. I'll just pay some
and
500
they'll tell you
more.
you're stupid.
But if the police, once I'm arrested, I'll be like, okay, Shikai, if I
Don't remind me
1,000
the
and all
ordeal I
that.
went through the police while trying to recover the
The
what's in my name?
50,000.
So in a more developed world,
You actually have
you'd
to
have
pay
sued the
that
guy for
guy
$1
for you to
million.
get
Yeah.
that 50K.
But now in Kenya, you're just
I
missing
know.
the
I could have
50K
said
only.
I stopped doing a very important business meeting to attend to this case.
You start rounding them up.
But now I started becoming my own CSI. Like, trying to track who the guy is.
Yeah.
And I managed to get his name. Then I was like, okay, now let me take it back to the cops and like, hey, I've beat down something.
You know the thing about Kenyans, we there's so much great innovation created for the right things, but we use them the wrong way. So for example, like let's say you pay through M-Pesa, there's the option to reverse. Yeah? It's meant to solve that problem, right?
Yeah.
But what do Kenyans do? They start paying for legit things
And
reversing.
reversing.
You see? Yeah, so I think the solutions are there, but it's just our culture. We're just... We could be ill-mannered.
We're thugs. We're thugs. And
But I think again, like...
Because so like 2 years ago, I went for Oktoberfest. So, you know, people were paying at the gate and there were long queues.
Oh, no.
And at some point, they stopped taking M-Pesa payments.
Oh.
Because people were paying for their ticket. they enter, they reverse immediately.
Oh, my God.
So by the time I was leaving, I think close to 150 people had done that. Yeah. So now people are scrambling to look for cash to enter. So the solutions are there, but as Kenyans, we are just too smart for our own good. Yeah.
No, we are thugs. And business cannot thrive where thuggery thrives. It can't.
Okay.
Yeah, then it
That's why we need an escrow company to just control.
Trusted.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think with like all this fintechs, mushroom, and the association of fintechs, why did they create an escrow like for the benefit of all of us? Because payments is core part of e-commerce, where like if I use my money, I need some guarantee back, and we'll put all us as major players will put money into setting up this escrow or manage all that. And or maybe the government will come later and say, oh, CBK will say this is a good idea. We'll bring this in-house as a CBK thing that we...
I don't think I would still trust fintechs to do this.
I'm saying
Maybe-
It doesn't have to be fintech.
I think fintechs would avoid it on the part of, we become deposit taking. Oh no, too much
Yeah, of course
information.
there's that.
I think that's their first
Maybe
reaction
like
to this.
if like
Can be like
KBA
an
came up with
insurance
something
thing,
of
no?
the sort,
Could be
like
insurance.
KBA, you know, that would be more...
Kenya Bankers Association.
Yeah, because everyone's money is held in a bank or financial
The,
institutions.
the only fear you have of buying anything online is I lose my money.
Yeah.
But if you act as the guarantor of the money will never get
Yeah.
lost, then you know the better you're able to spur that uptake of digital.
Because banks and financial institutions take corporate responsibility very seriously.
There
But
is no insurance,
fintechs,
actually, this fintech people. Okay.
Who are fintech people?
The fintech experts.
fintech experts.
They should.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're operating as a financial service, you should definitely have insurance. All right, cool. I guess for me, one question. A lot of this, like in e-commerce, some of the ones we've talked about have been heavily funded. So I think like Skygarden is probably like 7 million from what I've read, $7 million. And if I do that conversion of $7 million, I can think of so many things that can be done in this country, in Kenya, and would have added value. What's going on with mismanagement? And then it's always like the same story. Oh, the market changed, or the war in Ukraine, or our product didn't actually fit. It kind of feels like all these failed startups, Kune, whatever they're called, have the same sad story, which unfortunately myself, I don't usually quite buy. And I think there's underlying issues or concerns around it.
I can think of one.
Oh,
One.
Go ahead.
This is in support of them, not in any contradictory. I think sometimes, we take the Silicon Valley model, where you have an idea, you raise some money, bring in some people, grow very fast, become a unicorn, or become, in that market. I think in this market, you need to grow slowly. You don't need to go bang.
Yeah.
Because there's so many structural problems. There's convincing the customers, and etc. So I think when you bring the Silicon Valley mentality here.
Silicon Valley mentality, Ache, Silicon Valley. That's what you're saying.
It's like, you'll find let's take an example.
No, I completely agree with you, Chris.
Textbook Center, for example. Probably knew them when they had one store.
I imagine,
And then it grew organically,
very
slowly. So I think people don't want to grow organically. You want to be the superstar. You want to go,
And to be honest, I always say, the best business people like in Kenya are the Indians. Like I always look out to them. Like as you said, like they do own most of like Nairobi and Kenya. They have done that organic growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they don't start with billboards. Like, do you ever see a billboard on Textbook Center? But I know where Textbook Center is. I know where I'll go buy books.
And they're very on the ground. Yeah. The whole thing about Silicon Valley, the issue is, yeah, they just try to copy paste.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the problem with that, you know, you need, when you copy paste, you need to realize you need to solve a problem that's here. That's here. As for Skygarden, I think it's mismanagement, if you ask me, because
Mismanagement. Well,
yeah.
Enlighten us.
I'll say it. I'll say it. Sorry.
I double tap on that. Actually.
I'll say it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be apologetic about it, because if you look at how the economy has been for the last 2 years, we went through the COVID time. E-commerce was actually really accelerated.
Yeah.
We were at home. Yeah, everyone was ordering online.
Yeah.
And it shifted from a point of where everyone was online ordering high value goods to staple commodities like food. So how did Skygarden not capitalize on
how do you miss that?
On that? You know, that's why I'm saying for me it's a huge mismanagement on their part, because that was the most opportunistic time. You saw a lot of SMEs on Instagram coming out like crazy. Yeah,
And
so
also-
Skygarden had a good head start. So what happened? It would be interesting to know what happened.
And also, I don't understand how, and it's definitely mismanagement. How do you raise 7 million, then just go poof? As in, I'm sure someone
sure
they knew. There has to be some insider somewhere just knew, oh God.
This is going south, yeah.
The light at the end of, there's no light at the end of this tunnel, but then you're trying to raise this
But how
money.
does it look? So I always have this picture of how this happens. White Caucasian man comes into the country, okay? Then they're like, I need a yoga block, because I love yoga blocks. Where do I get a yoga block, guys? They go ask a few people.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't have that there. Either go to Minsu or Nairobi Sports. I was like, bro, you guys need an Amazon. You know?
Yeah.
Amazon for Africa.
But you know, if you want,
Bro, haven't finished my skit. Let me finish my skit.
All right.
And I'm there probably
Keep
with
ranting.
these other white guys, probably in the CrossFit gym, doing push-ups. And I'm like, bro, I actually know someone who can give you money.
Yeah.
Bro, let's do this. Let's put a
do
pitch
this.
deck together. We get our BLM office manager.
Yeah.
We're good. We have people. We have money. We
And
have
you could be the
funding.
CEO. You actually, that's a good idea. You could be at the CEO.
And you've never done
and
any
you could
product
be
in your life. You've been 5 days in Kenya.
but you see, that's how the culture works in America. Where like I woke up, I saw my dog walking, and it was hungry. I could not
to
feed
give
it.
it
So this is a portable snack
Yeah.
for your dog. Like that's, and people would buy it. Yeah,
A portable
You do it on Shark Tank.
yeah, you get it, and it'd be funded. Yeah.
Also, it's not that. That's the culture. And
That's their culture, and
Yeah.
we accept. And our culture is different. Second thing, it's not public money being wasted, right?
Yeah.
This is someone else's money.
But even
Chris,
if
I
it's
know you've
public
always
money
said
being
that
wasted,
is-
the reality is, even if it's public money, I mean, we're still in Kenya. How much do we waste in buying laptops and all these things? People actually, I mean, the government pays for these things, and we never see them.
I always
it's
feel
still the
like
same
that's
thing.
why you need an African CEO at the helm who actually understand how the ground works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, as I said, to be honest, I
Yeah.
think what happens, they get these BLM office managers. And they come in and they tell them, and you're just like, yo, man, this is money. This is money that I cannot say to, because we're always looking for that money.
Yeah.
And probably they're great people.
Let's get, I was on Twitter yesterday.
Okay. And someone posted there's some trucks called Rongai.
Yeah.
Someone asked who owns this. So apparently it's like an old white lady who lives in Nakuru.
But
and
she's
owns-
she's very African.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She's a white African, yeah.
She's grounded. Yet I think I don't know whether she came here. What? 4
No, her
months?
dad actually. So, okay, let me give you the
she's
background. No, her,
Yeah.
Are you colonized?
Is she like a
No, the
Delaware
idea
or
is like,
something?
from what if you come and embed yourself
I mean, I agree.
into the society.
Sit with it
Yeah.
for like a year.
Yes,
And
let
or
it simmer.
two. Yeah.
Be African inside and white house.
But the
I
other
was reading
question
about
is
that
actually-
Rongai woman. So like her dad came in, I think, just after independence and started the business. So she was born and raised
Yeah,
in
that makes
Kenya.
sense.
Yeah.
So when she was taking over, she understands
The Kenyan.
she's African.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
she's just Caucasian.
Yeah.
Even So what I don't support is like Caucasians from the outside coming to Kenya and trying to run these businesses in Africa, not just
But
Kenya,
is it only the
without understanding
Caucasians
how we
or-
work, our
Okay.
culture.
Is it
But you see, apart from that,
let's put Caucasian society.
Yeah.
Let's
It's not
take
only the
Chinese
Caucasians.
people.
Yeah.
Let's add
Let me tell
Chinese.
you.
Let's
Yeah.
add Mexicans,
Yeah.
South Americans, and see how. I think Chinese are now slowly getting into the economy. So they're setting up shops, small supermarkets, and that. I think the Chinese tend to embed themselves.
Yeah.
If they're not serving Chinese commodities within the small areas, they try to localize so many things. The only problem, it's not, I don't think it's a white problem, it's a, what do you call it? I'm trying to find a very good, strong one for it. You come with that bullish thing, I'm coming to conquer this market.
Oh, yeah.
I know more than you.
Yeah,
I'll
very
settle-
a colonialist mindset. You want to come and conquer. Yeah, which
Conquering is natural human. Even when you set up your company, you'd like this YouTube channel to conquer all
But
the
I
other
want it
channels.
to grow organically.
Yes.
For sure, I can go buy
yes.
But even
But-
followers
Kenyans,
and bots.
the
But
thing is,
organic
the-
growth
That's the
is
same.
But the approach is, I'm coming to show you Africans, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Let me show you how to.
Whether you don't have an Amazon for Africa, this like it's 2022. That's what they're probably thinking.
And the ironic thing about logistics in Kenya, when you say when we tell people we have same day delivery, even if you say same hour delivery, out there, they're like, you guys get these things in an hour.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't see that. You know, they feel like their solutions are better than ours, but we could be miles ahead than them. So yeah, that's.
But I mean, even companies with Kenyan owners and all that, I mean, like CEOs who are Kenyans, for example, I mean, they're still mismanaged. Like this startups that you're
Thank
talking
you.
about, yeah.
So it's not a
So it's the mismanagement
Shade of
thing. You're supposed to look at, you know, what are you bringing onto the table and all that. So
Yeah, but I think the mismanaged, like we can, of course it's not a skin thing, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, as Remy said, it's understanding, even
Yes.
understanding the people you're working with. Like
Absolutely.
understanding how, like, Kenyans communicate, how like generally we have very passive aggressive people will not come and tell you, oh, your idea is really bad. Like we usually will go along with it because hey, me, I'm getting paid. No, there are very few Kenyans who will be like straight up, that is a terrible idea. I do not think it works.
we're not-
Do this and
we're
do
not
that.
brought up to
We're not brought up to challenge, to
Yeah.
question.
You know
And
what?
so that's already a problem. And a Kenyan CEO will know that and will work around that.
No, but you see now, the reason why, okay, you guys, tech is always against regulation, but you see what the CBK, DCP
not
license
against
is doing. Everyone who's getting into the fintech, you know, space, or like rather the lending space, has to have, like if you look at their board, you have to have someone who's qualified in that, you know, that industry.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Someone
that
who
makes sense.
understands whatever, maybe it's through your experience, not necessarily your
Like, you
degree
see,
or something.
Understand all industries that are regulated.
Yeah.
Started with the fintech lending space.
lending.
Just because of high interest rates.
Okay, we're not talking
Not
about
only
fintech.
the-
Guys,
not only the high
no,
interest,
stop,
but-
stop.
Do you want e-commerce to be regulated?
Stop, okay.
Because
I
of
think-
the fraud that's
I
there.
think this is a very hot topic
Okay,
and a
so-
hot conversation. Let me just finish up and then we'll move on to...
So in the space of Skygarden, we were trying to see how they felt. They needed to have a CEO who understands that Kenyans, number one, were very skeptical, so we want to see our goods there and then. So, and in terms of logistics, this is how logistics should work. A CEO who is very opportunistic. We had COVID, everyone was home. Yeah, I know of a liquor company called Oaks and Cokes. That's when they blew up. Yeah. So why? And I'm sure they didn't have $7 million.
$7 million.
Yeah.
Organic growth.
Guys,
Yeah.
well,
So, yeah.
let's cut this story. Yes, but I agree, organic growth. What do you think the future? Because as you said, as Kenyans, we like to see to believe. The only thing we don't see and we believe in is God, Jesus Christ, and Mary. What do we do? What is the future then? Because that e-commerce literally means what's the future?
I think the future is going to be very interesting. So in terms of e-commerce started through selling goods, and then they're evolving to creating communication channels for support.
Yeah.
But look at how social media, how it's
pivoted.
it started the other way around.
Yeah.
It started having communication channels,
Yeah.
and now
It's a shop.
they were like, okay, what more can we do?
Yeah.
We have influencers who can influence goods. So I'm sure someone asked, why are these people going outside the platform to buy these goods? The goods that the influencers are influencing. Why not just have them buy it?
In the platform.
Yeah, on the platform. And I feel like this TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, they're going to take over completely because of the aspect of communication. You know, there's better support there. There's better means to advertise. So I wonder what will happen to Jumia and Amazon in the future.
I'm not bought on that.
How about like we were talking about? Okay, why don't you bought on that?
Yeah.
I think it depends. If it's fashion, for example,
Yeah, you know,
maybe.
you won't buy an Air Jordan because...
Okay, Air Jordan, yes. I mean, Jordan is in the name. That's why it became big.
Yeah, but
Because of an
influencers, I
influencer.
think, sell a very tiny portion of goods in the whole e-commerce system.
Yeah.
Think about furniture, think about umbrellas, think about...
Okay,
Let me just be concise about this. So Nike has an Instagram page.
Yeah.
Yeah? They're already selling their goods there.
Yes.
Where they don't need to go to, they don't even need to have their own website. They don't even need to be listed on Amazon because most of their followers are there.
Yeah.
Their trends, they showcase
How
them
many
there.
years of selling does Nike have?
Loads.
How many massive products have they? They already have. It's when you become, for example, whatever it is, whether it's in sports, business, you're already an entity by yourself, right? How many people can become entities by themselves? So
Not many.
very few people. So that the only people who can sell by themselves without the need for any other thing. But the rest of people who are selling bed sheets, they're selling curtains, they're
Yoga
selling
blocks.
yoga blocks, they're selling dreadlocks.
Not for sale. Disclaimer.
Yeah, they need those channels. Some need some physical presence. Others need a combination of physical and online. Others perhaps they fit very well in an Instagram.
I mean, I like the case of Carrefour. Like at the end of the day, they have a physical presence. I go in store, and they also have an app for convenience. I think, especially in Kenya, that's kind of.
Do you think if their app blew up, they would close down their?
Of course not.
I have an interesting.
Do you think so?
I have
I
an
don't know.
interesting question for you. So now that you've established trust with Carrefour, yeah, if they close down their physical stores, would you be okay with that?
But I'm just thinking, like, if I'm doing my monthly shopping, how is? I guess you can come in.
Think about it.
But I do like
The aspect you don't thought about. Think internet has been knocked off.
Oh God.
What would you do?
I mean, I'd go to the shop.
Still good.
Yeah, that's why that physical presence is some form of comfort. That, hey, we don't care how big we are.
I see,
We keep this small shop for everyone.
What about using these Oculuses?
Oh yeah, you guys when we were talking about VR shopping, you try on your pants, turn on your washing machine.
You can experience the mall in Dubai in VR and walk through a Versace store and look at everything. So I think it's interesting. Now the only thing is like how much does it translate into sales? It's good to go see like, okay, I'd like to buy something. Then you walk into a VR environment and interact with it. That's great. And I think Facebook is building a lot of things.
They're going to be the gatekeepers of that. They are the gatekeepers.
You buy an Oculus
because of
with
their
a Facebook
hardware.
account.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do the startup review scale. So again, remember we're doing feasibility, viability, desirability, and design, but we'll just do an average. Remy, we'll start with Jumia.
I'd say maybe 3, then in the middle, because of Jiji. Jiji's promoting. I know you're happy, yeah? But anyway, the whole peer-to-peer concept is becoming very common, and it's working quite well. As opposed to buying like a dress on Jumia, then it comes looking like a kitchen cloth. Yeah, so 3, yeah.
Yeah, I would give it a 4 because I've used it, I think, more than any of the other apps, and I've not had like a lot of issues, minus 1 or 2 items that came looking like whatever, crazy. But yeah, I give it a 4.
3, because I'm not in love with the design. But at least in terms of fulfillment, they've made me happy.
Awesome. Chris?
I would give Jumia a 3 because of sustainability. If they don't break even in like 3 years, I think we might write them on the board of startup cemeteries.
Okay, cool. Moving over to Jiji. Jiji. Remy.
4.
A 4. Solid.
Yeah.
Same 4.
Solid.
2, for the lack of the KY. Sorry. You just let me give them. Because
You're already feeling attacked.
I'm feeling attacked. I was about to say, like, I was about to be like, okay, let me give them a 3.
You know, when you're Jiji.
But okay, their decentralized model that is peer-to-peer is nice. I wish they had more KYC, so too. Also, their design. Okay, I don't
It
know.
sure ain't pretty, but it works.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Yeah. I'll hammer them with a 2 because I don't like and trust peer-to-peer. It is the entry point of all
Fraud.
All
fraud.
washing machines.
It's
Impersonation,
washing machine.
impersonation of
and all
fraud.
those things. Yeah.
It just opens up. If Jiji was a corporate entity, they would have been slapped with so many fines right now.
Yeah.
So I don't, the peer-to-peer thing, it just opens up to so many things. I don't feel it needs to be too open. Open is good, but open with some checks.
Okay.
Maybe you should send them an email, consult with them.
Or maybe they should. If they watch this. Anyway, let's move over to the one that's almost dying. Skygarden.
I would have given it like a 4. The whole user experience was quite nice. So it's really sad. I feel like they would have pushed Jumia to give a better user experience. Yeah. So a 4, but due to mismanagement, just a 1.
I'll give it. I liked the experience as well, so I'd give it a 4. 4.
And you're not taking away their 3.
Yeah, 4.
I'm giving them a 1 as well. You don't lose 7. You can't be. It's a lot of money, and then all of a sudden, just because of the mismanagement. But their UI and the experience, it's the best of all 3.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, I don't know.
Just the UI. I don't know about. I don't know what you like.
Anyway, it's okay.
Tell us.
So
Is Jiji sponsoring this?
Sponsored by Jiji. No, Jiji is not sponsoring this, to be clear.
I'd give them a 1 because of one reason. They never wanted me as a customer. I saw so many of the billboards.
Yeah.
I think I would be a natural customer to them.
Yeah.
But the fact that they didn't get to me, then it means they didn't do something wrong. The whole setup, I would have been a repeat customer to
Yeah.
them. So since they didn't win me over, it means...
Yeah, clearly they didn't win you over. You didn't lose your money in there. Or rather, you didn't get a chance to lose your money.
Awesome. So there you have it. Talking e-commerce platforms and there's a camera. There you have it. Talking e-commerce platforms in Kenya. That was really an insightful conversation. And for anyone who's trying to build, just remember, the only thing that we trust that we cannot see is God, Jesus Christ, and Mother Mary. Everything else we need to see with our eyes. So just remember that and make sure you comment, subscribe, and share. Bye.
You forgot black holes.
Black holes.
But black holes were spotted.
You can
No, you only spot them when they're eating.
you can only infer their actions. They are planetary, interplanetary
Yeah,
objects.
but we don't, like
which
as
cannot be
Kenyans,
seen.
we do not know
Does
what
that-
black
We
holes
don't
are.
identify
A black hole.
Yeah.
the way
But
we have
recently,
star-
one
we have
black
star-
hole was spitting out a star.
No,
that
that's
we
Where?
have eaten.
No, that's
Some millions of light years away.
No, that's the great thing because we have stars, we have planets, we have meteors.
Have you seen them?
Yes, you can get a very magnified telescope and
But
see
can you
them.
touch it?
Yeah, you can touch
Now
it.
you
But the black hole
in the metaverse.
cannot be seen, cannot be touched. You can only infer its presence. You
Yeah.
can see what it does.
No, but I thought there was a photo of a black hole.
No, there's no.
There's a
Around
photo.
it,
There's
there
a
is a
photo of a
photo.
black hole eating.
Yeah.
You can
There
only
is
see what
a-
it does. You
You
cannot
can
see.
see, what it's doing.
They're debating if Kenyans believe in black holes. I'm like, no.
Black hole give back to stars. That's what happens.
Just fade this part out.
Black holes, apart from